Episode 8, The Power of Native Plants. Hey there, eco-warriors, nature lovers, and dreamers. Welcome back to Eco-Alchemy, the channel where we turn restoration dreams into reality. My name is Pete, and I'm thrilled to have you here for Episode 8, The Power of Native Plants. Let's roll up our sleeves, connect with the earth, and dive into how we can restore ecosystems, one native plant at a time. In our last episode, we got our hands dirty literally as we explored soil restoration, laying the foundation for resilient, thriving ecosystems. Today, we're focusing on another vital piece of the restoration puzzle: native plants, the mighty building blocks of balance and biodiversity. They're more than just plants. They're nature's warriors, uniquely designed to heal our landscapes sustainably. Let's discover how they're key to restoring ecosystems and, ultimately, the planet. Native plants are the heart and soul of any healthy ecosystem. Unlike non-native species, these plants have evolved for thousands of years to thrive in their specific regions, climates, and soils. They've mastered survival through droughts, floods, and changing seasons, and their resilience makes them a perfect partner for restoration and a lifeline for fragile environments. But they don't just survive, they thrive. Native plants don't need excessive watering, fertilizers, or constant upkeep, which means less work for us and more harmony with the planet. Their ability to work seamlessly with the local environment makes them the quiet heroes we often overlook. Yet they hold the power to transform barren lands into flourishing ecosystems. Think of native plants as the ultimate teamwork specialists. Their roots stabilize the soil, preventing erosion. Their presence improves water cycles by encouraging absorption and retention, and they provide food, shelter, and safety for local wildlife, from the tiniest pollinators to majestic birds. By incorporating native plants in your backyard, garden, or restoration project, you're creating a lifeline for ecosystems to recover and thrive. Let's talk about the native plants I'm excited to work with. And trust me, these plants are anything but boring. Each one is a vibrant piece of the puzzle, and together, they can revive and transform entire landscapes. First on the list, we have the velvet mesquite tree. This is no ordinary plant. Think of it as a multitasking powerhouse. It's drought-tolerant, which makes it a champion in places like Arizona, and it plays a vital role in soil restoration. Its nitrogen-fixing roots naturally enrich the soil, preparing the ground for other plants to grow. Bonus points: it provides lovely shade and produces edible pods that you can grind into flour or use to feed livestock. Next up is a local legend, the Palo Verde tree, Arizona's state tree. Whenever you plant a Palo Verde, it's like laying out the welcome mat for pollinators, bees, and birds. The tree attracts wildlife like a magnet, providing essential food and shelter. If you're lucky, you'll get to see its dazzling yellow blossoms that add a burst of color to any landscape. Now, let's not forget about wildflowers. Imagine the joy of bees buzzing, butterflies fluttering, and bursts of orange and yellow lighting up the land. That's what the desert marigold brings to the table. And then there's the prickly pear cactus, offering juicy, edible fruit for humans and vital nectar for pollinators. Its spiny exterior might look tough, but its contribution to the ecosystem is tender and essential. When you plant these species, you're doing more than beautifying the land. You're creating a ripple effect that benefits countless species, all while turning your space into a thriving hub of biodiversity. Here's the exciting part: nature enthusiasts, you can transform any space into an ecosystem restoration project with the right mix of plants. By planting a combination of trees, shrubs, and ground covers, you create purposeful layers in the landscape. Each layer supports a variety of organisms, from underground soil microbes to fluttering birds and pollinators above. Deep-rooted trees like the velvet mesquite anchor the soil and provide long-term shade, while low-growing wildflowers invite bees and butterflies to the party. Shrubs fill the critical in-between layer, offering animals protection and extra habitat options. Together, these tiers work in harmony, fostering a resilient ecosystem. It's restoration science made simple and beautiful. So you're pumped to get started. Now what? A big question I often get is, where do you find native plants? Thankfully, the resources are more accessible than you might think. Check out local nurseries and seed exchanges, or connect with conservation groups that specialize in native plant propagation. Many organizations are dedicated to educating and equipping communities with the tools needed to grow these ecological treasures. If you're up for an adventure, try starting native plants from seed. Yes, this takes patience, but the process of nurturing the seeds into hardy plants is deeply rewarding. Watching those sprouts emerge from the soil is pure magic, and a tangible reminder that restoration is all about growth, one small step at a time. I hear this all the time: native plants are dull. Let me stop you right there. That couldn't be further from the truth. Native plants are vibrant, dynamic, and full of surprises. Take a closer look at their uniquely adapted flowers, striking fruits, and the parade of buzzing pollinators they bring with them. These plants burst with life, and their beauty lies in their connection to the land and its creatures. From the shimmering blossoms of the Palo Verde to the cheerful blooms of the desert marigold, native plants create landscapes teeming with activity and color. Once you've seen a hummingbird drink from a prickly pear flower or watched a butterfly land on a wildflower you planted, you'll never call them boring again. It's true, there are some challenges when working with native plants. One common hurdle is their slow growth pace. These plants often take longer to establish themselves compared to fast-growing crops or imported ornamentals. But this isn't a downside, it's their secret strength. Native plants take their time to dig deep, setting robust roots that make them nearly unstoppable once established. This long-term resilience is part of what makes them the ultimate choice for ecosystem restoration. Trust in nature's design, it's always worth the wait. I'll be honest with you, I don't have the land for my big dream homestead yet, but that's not stopping me from starting small in my backyard. Right now, I'm growing a native plant test garden, and it's been an incredible learning experience. By observing how these species grow, what they need, and how they interact with the soil and wildlife around them, I'm preparing myself for bigger restoration projects down the line. This small step forward is a great reminder that anyone can contribute to ecosystem restoration, no matter their resources. Even a balcony garden can make an impact. This is where I turn it over to you, my fellow nature enthusiasts. Restore a patch of land, plant a garden, or share your love of native plants with your community. Each step we take adds up to a bigger movement toward healing the planet. If you've got tips, favorite native species, or questions about getting started, leave them in the comments. I'd love to keep this conversation growing. Share this episode with anyone who's passionate about sustainability and restoration. Let's inspire the world, one native plant at a time. In the next episode, we'll bring it all together: water, soil, native plants, and wildlife, creating a self-sustaining ecosystem that works in harmony. This is where the dream takes flight, and I'm thrilled to share the journey with you. Thank you so much for being part of EcoAlchemy. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and let's keep building our restoration dreams step by step. EcoAlchemy, transforming the earth one native plant at a time. See you soon.